With this video and the ones that follow, my plan is to try to show you guys what's going to be on your test tomorrow. First are the tools of science. The first tool that we used was the triple beam balance. Okay, that was the thing that you used to measure the weight of an object. That was the thing that had the three beams that go across that you move the little guys over, right? And so that's why we call it a triple beam balance. Okay, what that's going to measure, that's going to measure mass. Okay, so that's how we got things in grams. The second tool we used was the one where it was a cylinder. Okay, it was a little cylinder, right? It had got a little thing down at the bottom there. Hey, it had little graduations on it. Okay, that's called a graduated cylinder. That's how we use to find the volume, okay, of liquids. Okay, that's what that thing is for. We also use the graduated cylinder to find the volume of an irregular shaped object, like a rock. That's supposed to be a rock, by the way. Okay, and so when you put that into the rock, or into the graduated cylinder, okay, we took the water level before and recorded it, and then we took the water level afterwards, and we could say that the rock's volume was the difference between the initial and the first, between the initial value, right, where it started, and where it ended. Okay, the last tool of science was the Erlenmeyer flask. Okay, so you guys won't need to know how to spell it. It kind of looks like that. It's not very good, Erlenmeyer flask, but it's a little triangle-shaped thing. Okay, so I call it an EMF for short, or Erlenmeyer flask. Okay, so the next thing that's going to be on the test there's a couple equations. So I'm just going to call this EQ for the equations. Okay, so first, right, we had, right, the area of a box. Okay, that was just length times width times, sorry, it's kind of going all over the place, length times width times height. Okay, and each one of those would have centimeters, so there's going to be 3 of them, so you'll end up with something centimeters cubed. Okay, the other thing that we talked about was trying to find the volume of a cylinder. Okay, and the only cylinder we used was there was the graduated cylinder, and so, right, so to find that we have to find basically we find the volume of a circle. Circle is just 2 pi r squared. But to find the volume of a cylinder, we also have to multiply it by its height. Okay, so the volume of a cylinder is 2 pi r squared times the height. Okay, we also talked about perimeter. Okay, the perimeter is just the length around a box. Okay, on your guys' labs, I just had a piece of paper. Okay, so to find perimeter, what you have to do is you have to add up all the sides. So 2, 3, there's 2 and 2 at the top would be the same, and 3 and 3. Okay, so meaning you would just add those 4 up, right? So in this case, it would be 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3. Okay, the last equation that we did was one on density. Okay, so just remember density is equal to mass over volume, so M over V. Okay, so meaning mass is always going to be in grams. Volume can either be in milliliters or centimeters cubed if it's solid. And so to find density, we simply take the weight and divide it by its volume. Okay, so on your test, I'm gonna give you those numbers. So meaning you would have a mass. Okay, basically in a word problem, it's gonna say mass is, right. So you could do simple numbers for this. So we're gonna say 2 grams. Okay, and it has a volume of 10 grams or 10 centimeters cubed. So to solve that, we just simply write the equation. Density is equal to mass over volume. Okay, in this case, it was 2 grams, 10 liters cubed. So you simply take 2 and you divide it by 10, and that would equal its density. And the last thing that's going to be on the test is more metric conversions, like we did on our first test. For this part, you would want to use the method I showed you guys earlier. You can use this method or a different one. So, right, remember there are 3 spots to the right and 3 spots to the left of grams, meters, and liters. Okay, there's decimeters, there's centimeters, and there's millimeters. Okay, so meaning if I take 1 gram is equal to how many milligrams? Okay, so we take those, we have 1 gram, and we want to make it a certain number of milligrams. So meaning, if I want to change 1 gram, so I need to move over 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. So that means I'm going to move the decimal place 3 to the right. So the decimal place is right there. So meaning I'm just going to add 3 zeros. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. So meaning you're going to have 1,000. Okay, you add your comma, 1,000 milligrams. Okay, and that's all the stuff that's going to be on your test tomorrow. Your test only has 10 questions. Okay, so meaning 10 multiple choice questions, you're going to have 1 free response. If you have more questions, you can text me. I'll have my phone on me most of the evening. Thanks for watching.